Hello, my lovely Taurus gang. This is for your reading for the week of July 28th, or when it resonates, and it won't be for every Taurus. So listen, my lovelies. The song that I get from you when I first start this reading is from En Vogue. It's an old song, and it's Free Your Mind. And the part of the lyrics that really stuck out for me was free your mind and the rest will follow. And I think this is particularly relevant now because we know that Taurus is a creative sign. Taurus tends to be creators of things. And that what I've been getting in the last several readings is you are now elevating to a place where energetically you are, it's not just energetically, but you've resonated with something inside of you, and you know that you don't have to work hard to make things happen. You're understanding you can work with your mind's energy in a different way to cause things to happen. So the rest of the song I find interesting if you read the lyrics, which I never had done before, because it's really talking about not judging people based on the status quo, what you think. You know, just because I'm using cash doesn't mean I don't have good credit. Just because my hair is straight doesn't mean that as a Black woman I don't have that there isn't somebody else in my bloodline. It's like all these different nuanced things that they're talking about in this song as external referencing that people use and make assumptions about then who they are, where this comes from, why it happens. So I feel, Taurus, like what you're being offered from Spirit right now is the reminder that you are creators and that you are far more than just caretakers, workers. You are real creators, and that you are at a point in your life now where many of you are understanding just how powerfully connected to Spirit you are, just how much it's been almost like a natural place in your awareness without realizing that's what it was, and how much that's been part of your inspiration. It wasn't just always your brilliant creative ideas or your wonderful logic that got you there. A lot of times Spirit was dropping messages into your head and you didn't realize it was that. Now you're starting to be able to define the nuances. You're starting to be able to be aware and trust more that Spirit is there and working with you. And this is excellent. They really like this because now what they do is they get to work with you in a more direct and specific way. Now you're being told in the discipline card, it's like, it's about choice, which then again you get the choose card. So discipline can be a choice to regulate a behavior that has become unhelpful to us, or to establish a behavior that enhances our sense of joy, freedom, and well-being. So a choice to regulate. Okay, now you've got the choose card. Notice your choices. Whenever you have the option to make a choice, pick. This is really good because the other phrase that came into mind as I was getting ready to do this beyond the lyrics of the song was quite a firm stop accommodating. And so what I feel with that is what Spirit is saying is, okay, you've done a lot of accommodating in your life, and it's been very easy for you to go with the flow. And if somebody says, well, let's go here, you go, yeah, sure. Okay, why not? If it doesn't really get in the way of something for you, often you haven't searched more deeply for what it is you would really like because somebody else has expressed an opinion and you're fine with it. So now what it's saying is, by deliberately choosing, you're going to get in touch with what you feel, what you want, and that's part of how you get to start really creating from the mind energy. Because this now, as the frequencies are changing and as you're expanding, this is where you get to really work from. You don't have to work hard on the earth plane, the way that you might have before. You get, in order to achieve something or create something, now you can really deliberately engage Spirit, your higher conscious mind energy, emotional energy, to deliberately, intentionally create the kind of atmosphere you want in your life, the kind of content you want in your life, and what you might like to do. The play card comes in between both of these, between the discipline and the choose card. And I think this is absolutely, absolutely important for Taurus, because Taurus, you can be content doing something that you're good at, knowing that that you'll achieve something. But the thing is, how much fun do you let yourself have? Because sometimes work has gotten in the way of that for you. And that is what can create an imbalance in your life without you realizing that it's being created. So you're being asked here to consider the energy of play, that to allow yourself to be silly, to allow yourself to be, creative and work at things that you're not necessarily good at, just for the fun of it, just for the exploration of it. And that, I just heard my neighbors outside. They sounded like they were playing. So for me, it's all of this on a basic level, but it's also realizing really deeply that some of you have gone through some really tough times where you thought things were on track, thought things were moving forward, whether it was terms of work, a dream that you had going on, a relationship that you thought was working, and then something fell apart. It didn't work. Somebody didn't hold up their end, didn't become who you thought they were going to be. And you know what? That's okay, because it was all part of the learning process. And within the context of those situations, each one of them gave you a chance to grow and see more deeply into what it was you really wanted. Because sometimes you were hanging on to things that didn't really serve you, but it was just easier to hang on than it was to let go. So now you're being told it's a new day. Look at everything with new eyes. Now's the time, Taurus, for you to really say, if I could have anything that I wanted, if I were going to dream in Technicolor, what might my life look like? And the thing is, it doesn't have to be exactly that, but allow your imagination to start running. And in the process of this, also, be playful with it. It doesn't have to be, I've got to figure out exactly the right thing, and what is my purpose, and what should I be doing? Start with play. Start with what is enjoyable, what enhances your sense of joy, freedom, and well-being. That is what you're going for, Cancer. Not how can you best be productive, not what is honorable, not what is my purpose. What right now enhances your sense of joy, freedom, and well-being? And what does play look like for you? What could it look like for you? Okay? And now you get pleasure. Okay? This is perfect. Have you ever noticed when you work with heartfelt pleasure how much more productive you are? That when pleasure reaches your heart in any kind of loving way, you're kinder and you're loving, more generous, and more easily satisfied? Heartfelt pleasure can guide us to acts of kindness and gratitude, open us to greater depths of nourishing desires, compassion, and grace. You see, pleasure and play. Pleasure and play. And the only kind of discipline that enhances your sense of joy, freedom, and well-being. It is a new day. You get to choose. And you've got the power, my loves. This is a wonderful time for you to be creating. Okay? Let yourself relax. Let yourself dream. But the thing is, this is the message, is do it with a sense of expansion rather than a sense of I gotta figure it out. Okay, Taurus? That's it for you, my dears. Take care. And have fun.